Hey, hi everybody. It's Carol. Welcome to my quiet corner. Today I thought I would do a little bit of watercolor. These have totally cured from when I did my last um, watercolor video. And these are different watercolor grounds. We have the white watercolor ground, the gold, and the transparent. So today I thought, oh, what the heck? Let's play with some watercolor and see how they react and the differences it makes on each of the different tones of watercolor ground. These are on canvas, so I thought, well, I haven't done that yet, so let's just give it a go and try it. So that's what we're gonna do. Hey, Annette, how are you? It's nice to see you. I thought I'd do a bit of watercoloring today. Get my chat up so I can see. Um, so we put this on and it's been dry. I've got my watercolor palette ready, my water ready, and I thought I would do some calla lilies on these as a triptych to see where this is going to go. So yeah. Oh, and I want to thank everybody for those that are yes, I did get that cuppa, but it wasn't tea. It was a blue raspberry water. So I'm good to go. I'm good to go. But I want to thank everybody for who has already swapped stickers with me. And my email is in my about page, and you should be able to find that if you want to have a sticker or trade stickers. That would be really great. So thanks. I paused you for the moment so I could do my live, and then I will restart your playlist back up. As you know, everybody knows that YouTube is making some changes to their rules, and we have till February to get grandfathered in on the 4,000 watch hours. So everybody has been trying to get their watch hours caught up and done before February. So if you can and you have the time, please do pick a playlist from any of mine or even So Magic Annette. We're trying to reach our 4K. I'm halfway, so I'm still working on it. I'm hopefully can make it before February because I really don't want to have to try for 8,000 watch hours, which is a bit much, I think. But again, stickers. If you have stickers, shoot me an email with your address and I will send you some stickers. So I thought I would do some calla lilies, and I'm going to use a very light pencil to, if I had my watercolor pencils here, I don't, but if I did, I would be using them. I put them off to the side and didn't bring them over here because I was using them for something else. So they're not handy, but the thing is, they don't necessarily have to be because if you want to give something a aw, you're welcome. Yes, I have shiny stickers. But if you want to have a stained glass look, you can use pretty much any pencil because you'll be going back over those lines. Or if you want a scribbly look, you can always use um, something else like an ink or whatever after to do your outline. So I want to draw a couple of calla lilies on these and see where that goes. So we're just going to start in the middle. And calla lilies are pretty easy. You're not going to see this because it is in pencil and it's kind of light. So I'm just going to do a just a general little cup. They kind of look like a cup. And then do some other little stems going down. They have kind of wobbly uh, leaves. And I know you can't see this very well, but I was going to do some woodworking today, and I've been doing woodworking all morning. I've been out in the shop working, running the laser, and seeing how that would go. I think I'm going to work on just this yellow one for the moment and take the white away so it's not interfering with the design. So I put one on here just to see how it will go. Now I want to take and I want to add some watercolor to the background. So I'm going to be taking some of my different colors and just putting it around just to give it another design. Now I am going to go down around the edges, and this gold is a watercolor ground, so it should do just fine. I want to get into that little crack there where the fold is. And this is a very textured um, canvas. So I'm going to just go here, just add some reds, get some more, and go down into this corner and add. Now, you know, it does give that gold undertone, and it does make a world of difference when you are using your watercolors and you have a different background. So I want to go around the side just to give it, you know, when you look at it, when it's hanging, you actually see from all directions. I think I want to add a little bit of other colors and see how they work. Add in some. This is Quin Gold, and it gives it a deeper, rich look on top of the gold, which is very nice. I'm happy it does that. So I'll go down along the side. I really like the look of this. This is really pretty. Now you can, if you wanted to, um, take and do any kind of collaging or anything like that if you want. And I'm taking and I'm just going to go along that edge. I really like the gold. It gives it a nice kind of warm feeling about it. Add a little bit into there. Now I'm going to go down, put some in here, blend it in along with uh, the rose that I put. And bring it down. Does anybody else like, is there anything on the box? What is on the box? This is just a canvas. It's just a plain painting canvas. And I put on some gold watercolor ground. And this is the first time I'm using watercolor grounds, so I thought it would be fun to just, you know, work through and add different colors here and there and see how it goes. Hi, Anne. So I want to add another little bit in here along the calla lily. Just have little bits and have it come out the side over here. And I'm not being all that particular with it. Like I said, you can go ahead and use different collage materials if you want to. Some areas I'm leaving heavy, and some I am leaving it go very lightly. And like I've said many times before, when you're using watercolor, no, it's not a powder, it's a watercolor ground. And oops, and it comes in multiple colors. This is what I used, a Daniel Smith watercolor ground. It's iridescent gold, and I put that on first. So I'm adding like different colors in and around. I want to add a little bits of blue so I can have a sky, and then I'll probably add a little mix to give it a little bit of a green tone. And I'm going to use Antwerp blue. Excuse me. And I'm going to add a little bit of blue in here. Now this is going to give it a different color because of the gold in the back. So I'm going to water it down just a little bit along the edge so it can blend in with the Quin Gold over there and down here, and blending a little bit with the rose. Now I'm going to go down along the side so it doesn't look like it just stops. I haven't painted on a canvas in so long. Now I'm just going to bring this down and blend. It is looking really, really nice. Now I do have something else that I want to do to this coloring. I'm going to put a little bit down here so it looks like grass. I am going over my other watercolor, which is just fine. How many other people like to do watercoloring or painting? I was going to bring out my curving, and I saw this sitting there, and it's like, ooh, that needs to be done. That needs to be done. So this does give a very nice um, gold undertone, which is really, really pretty. I don't know if you can actually see it very well, but I am blending this in. And you do the same so you don't have any hard edges. You want to go around and blend them in so it gives it more of a mottled look. Oh, thanks, Helen. It's nice to have you here. I'm glad everybody could stop by. I am going to go over a little bit of the stem area, which is fine. I can fix that after. I'm just trying to get rid of my hard edges because I don't want hard edges. Yes, I really like that. That is looking really good. You can see it. It is wet, so it's going to look shiny. I have a little bit to do on the side. Take a little bit of my blue and blend that because I don't want it to have hard edges going into the gold, just blending. I also have to work on my lunar illuminations book for the new moon that's coming. So I'll probably just do a video for that. And on this side, I'm going to add just a smidge of blue down here at the bottom. I did paint the whole thing with the watercolor ground, so even if the watercolor didn't show through, it was still going to have that wonderful gold showing. All right, so that gives that. That is looking pretty good. Now, what I want to do next, after a sip of my blue raspberry water, I'm going to look into my stencils. I want to pull some stencils out. Hey, Trevor, nice to see you. And I want to give a nice little background. I'm not sure what I want to do in the background. Maybe just some random swirls would look nice. I have my paper towel here. Oh my goodness. Pull it out. Don't drop everything. It was holding up stuff. All right. And my book. Let's get some paper towel. And I'm going to, because this is watercolor, it's going to lift rather easily. So you take your paper towel, you dampen it a little bit, and then where you want to have your design, you could use a brush if you want to. Hey, Vicky, nice to see you. You could take a brush if you want to, but I'm just going to use the paper towel, and I am going to lift that watercolor that I put there and give it a little bit of a design. Let me just zoom in a little bit for you. Wipe off the back of that so you can see what I'm doing. And see the effects that happen. So I'm going to go down here to this one and pick maybe this way. I kind of like that. And then use my wet paper towel and just bring out the gold behind. And it'll give it just a very gentle design hidden within the watercolor. Let's do that again. Try to get the water off my back there. So this will do the same thing. Even though it's a light color, it will give just a hint of the gold shining through. And you can see it just ever so lightly. And that gives it a different look, it just enhances. All right, I'm going to do a little bit here. And then I dab so the wetness that's there just comes off just gently. And you can see where it gave that nice little design. just by lifting that little bit of watercolor, even though it was just very slightly put on, it still shows through with the gold, which is really nice. All right, I think that's enough of the background detail because I don't want it to take away from the main picture. I just want it to be very faint in the background. Now you can go around the sides if you'd like and do those as well. But for now, I think I'm just going to work in and work on the calla lilies. Well, calla lily, I should say. Clean my brush. I hope everybody's having a good day. It's going to be a warm one today. We're going to be up to 29 again, which is crazy. I'm going to take a little bit of my Quin Gold and my Antwerp blue, and I'm going to make a green so I can bring in my stem. I kind of figured everybody would like to see how the grounds actually work, and they work very well, very, very well. I know I was missing on last Wednesday because we went camping. We left on Wednesday and we went boating. And from boating, we went fishing. It was beautiful out on the lake and seeing it was so flat, like really, really flat. We were in the prairies of Alberta and it was a beautiful time. It wasn't very busy or anything like that. So we got to really enjoy the lake and camping and fishing. And then we didn't take our bikes with us because it would have been just too much with everything and the camper and the boat because we went out on the boat on the lake and it was fabulous. Just enjoying that. It's been so long since I've been on a boat and it was just relaxing, very relaxing. Now I'm just using my mixed green to give my leaves. But you can see how that background stands out just enough to give it a little bit of a design. I may have to do something a little bit more here and add it in. But now I want to add a little bit of shadowing effect. And I'm going to take and make a darker green. And I'm using my same two colors, my Antwerp blue and my quinacridone gold, and mixing them. And I just added a little bit more of my blue so I can come back in and make my shadows. And I'm going to have my sun coming from this way. Now I can go back in and do a leaf effect, giving with another um, stencil if you want. You can do that to your leaves as well. But I'm going to come back in again with a little bit more of the lighter with my Quin Gold. and put that over the top now that I had a base of the green, and that'll just give it a nice look. And just blend it. But you can see the lighter to the darker. I really do like working with this watercolor ground. It's almost like painting on a gesso. It's very similar. I'm gonna come back in with my darker color to make them blend while they're still wet. And that way they get that two-tone look. And we'll do the same on this one and add that. That looks really, really good. A little bit more yellow on this side, just to blend it. Yeah, it is really nice. It works really, really well. I'm going to turn this around this way because I want more of the dark on this side of the stem. I will have to lighten up the other side. I've also been doing a little bit of coloring as well, basically painting in my coloring books using my watercolor. Now I can go back in if I wanted to darken up, but I think what I'm going to do is I want to give it that stained glass look, so I may come back in with a darker color around the edges. So I'm trying to figure out what color calla lily. And I know most of them are a yellowishy, pinky color, but I think I'm going to go for something very corally, a little more on the pinky rose side, and work with that. And I forgot to make my other line, which comes down from here, which then I can get my shadows because my light is coming this way. So I can put the darker pink here. You know, calla lilies do come in multiple colors. Did you know that? I seen one this color when we were out at the store, and it's like, oh, I really love that. Yeah, add a little water and blend it out. It is so easy to paint on this watercolor ground. So if you ever wanted to turn something, no, actually, there were when we were shopping, Danny and I, when we were shopping, there was a couple of different colors that they had here, and the dark burgundy color was I really fell in love with. So, hi, Becky. Yeah, we had a white plant here, but uh, we were deciding to get rid of it, so Danny got rid of it, and we've seen, yeah, they come in a different variety. It's really they're really beautiful. They're really, really beautiful. So I'm taking the darker colors and working into them. Yeah, they it I seen this and it's like, "Oh my gosh, I really wanted to have one of those," but At the time, we just didn't have enough room. Danny has a quite a collection of flowers. But yeah, I seen this burgundy color and it's like, oh my, I fell in love with it. But yes, watercolor ground is working out very nicely. It's nice to see everybody here today. It gets kind of tough sometimes and life gets in the way and you do different things, but you get things done. I'm really liking that. If I had white here handy, I would use some white. Do I have white? I have India ink. I don't want to use my good brush with India ink, so I will rinse that out and grab one of the older brushes. I'm going to put a little bit of India ink on the paper because I don't want to put it in there, it stains. I just want to add a little bits of highlight. So I'm just going to put it on this paper towel. Hey, Wayne, lurking and being quiet. Ah, yes. Quiet but not, right? Quiet but not. Let's just take a little bit of water to the brush first. Now I'm going to add a little bits of highlights coming down with the acrylic ink because I want it to have the color and it will take on the color of the watercolor, which is just fine, but it gives it a nice little edge. You have meatloaf and potatoes in the oven. Hey, Sylvia, nice to see you. We are working with watercolor, acrylic inks, watercolor grounds, and a canvas. And right now I'm doing highlights on my calla lily. I really like how that looks. You can actually see the difference. You've never had meatloaf? Oh my. Okay, I'm going to water down a little bit more. Give my green a little bit of a highlight. Up in here. Like I said, it will take on the green itself. But it gives it just enough that it brings it out just a little bit more. Typing on phone is ridiculous. Wayne lurking, I believe. Quiet, not so much. Ah, it is nice to be able to use a bunch of the mediums to make your pictures come alive. Now you can take and use different types of other inks as well to bring your highlights out. And I'm going to give just a little bit more of a white edge over the top. That's looking pretty good. So yeah, I'm really liking how that's looking. And now I need to lighten up this side just a little bit because of the sun coming this way. Just adding little touches here and there because not all of it is hit by the sun, but most of it. And now I'd like to highlight and bring out the flowers. So I'm going to give it a stained glass look. And doing that, you can take a black marker, a black pen, black ink, whatever you have. And I am thinking, let's move this out of the way so I don't spill it. You could even use a Sharpie if you want. Some things just are a little more permanent than others. And I have, let's see if my number 8 works here. Oh, yes. I have a number 8 water and fade proof pigment ink. Okay, Becky, enjoy. No airflow today, Trevor? Oh, man. All right, so now I'm going to go around my flower. Now you can go around a couple different times if you want to actually give it a sketchy look, or you can go around it once and just let it be the stained glass look. And I think this is coming out rather nicely. I think I might go for the sketchy look. I really like how this is looking. It's making it stand out. Wipe off the tip because it tends to pick up the watercolor. So when you keep your tip clean, it'll keep going. My lines aren't straight, and that's just fine. I am going for a sketchy look, which means I am going to do multiple lines. Which kind of looks really cool when you have wobbly lines and you just want it to look sketchy. It's better to go back over and give it the all around sketchy look. But if you're considering using watercolor, thanks, Helen. If you're considering using watercolor grounds, go for it. I am really liking that this is giving me the option to use whatever I have. It could be cardboard, whatever you have, and use the watercolor ground on it to make it acceptable for your paints. because I really think it opens up a world for using on everything and creating with your watercolor. You slipped with socks and twisted. Oh no. You fractured your. Oh my gosh, Vicky, that's sad. I'm sorry. Hope you heal fast. Hopefully, somebody brings you your watercolors so you can at least do some art. So, if you want to give your paintings a sketchy look, just do wobbly lines and enjoy the process. It doesn't matter if your lines are straight, crooked, whatever. Just enjoy it and just enjoy creating. And there you go. There is one calla lily on canvas with watercolor. I love the subtleness that that brought out. Hey, Sophia. So I will sign this on the back and date it for 8/26, 2026. And there you go with watercolor ground. So I hope everybody enjoyed that. It was just something very quick, very simple with watercolor ground on a canvas. I left it to dry. And you can seal this with a spray acrylic, and that way it will not move. You don't have to worry about anything. And that is something quick and simple that you can use your watercolors on everything. So let me just zoom out just a smidge. And there it is. So next time I want to do a landscape picture on one of the other ones, something simple to see how they work on and the differences with the white and the transparent. But I really, really wanted to do the gold today because it really caught my eye and I thought it would look really nice with a subtle background and a nice gold tone to it. So thanks everybody for being here. I hope you had a wonderful day. And I am going to let you go. I'm going to go back out into the garage and do some more lasering and get at least a bulk done before I am going to make supper. So have a wonderful day, everybody. From my quiet corner to yours, have a great evening. Bye, everybody.